Ho, ho, ho. It's me, Cheeseburger. Today we're gonna read my own story. It's called fanfiction off of fanfiction.net. It's a teledrama story called A Teledrama Christmas. Figured I'd read it to you guys. Sorry in advance because I make Zeke a Jew and I make fun of him for being a Jew in the story. I hope you don't mind that, but come on. Please enjoy anyway. Alright, here we go. Chris was still in jail on Christmas Eve when he was let go. Chris stood up. "You're letting me go," he said. "On one condition. You bring Christmas cheer," the guard said. "You got the deal," Chris said, running away. The guard pulled off his mask and revealed that he was one of Santa's elves. Chris went to the aftermath studio where everyone was. There was Christmas lights all over the walls. There was also a huge Christmas tree in the lobby. Chris stopped and stared in awe at it. Sierra was first seeing him and she quickly ran to him. "It's so glad to see you again," Sierra shouted. Yeah, Merry Christmas and whatever," Chris said, shooing her off. "Nope, the FBI tells us everything. You need to give us all a good Christmas," she said. Chris huffed. "Okay, fine," Chris said, walking away. Sierra shook her head before walking back. Chris got in his car and drove to the dollar store. Back at the aftermath studio, Chef cooked up a real Christmas feast. "Credit to Chef," Duncan said, eating the ham. Owen was chained up to the wall and had a dog bowl, just to stop him eating the entire feast. "Merry Christmas," half the table shouted. Zeke, who was back to normal, shouted, and Hanukkah. Everyone stared at him. "What? I'm Jewish," Zeke said. Chef picks him up and throws him out the window. Zeke lands in the trash. Everyone continues to eat. Chris, meanwhile, has bought the entire cast a $1 present, and it was now dark as he was driving back to the studio. He brought them in after he wrapped them. After Chris placed them under a tree, Izzy was trying to grab one. "No peeking," Chris said. "Aw, man," she said, walking back. Zeke finally walked into the building and went to his table he had set up with the candles of Hanukkah. He took out a lighter and lit the next light. "What's that for?" Chris said. "Hanukkah," Zeke replied. "Whatever," Chris said. Chris picked up Zeke's present. "Here," Chris said. Zeke took it. "Why, thanks," Zeke said. Yeah, Chris said, walking away. Then, there was a knock at the door. Zeke puts his present on the table and answered it. It was an elf from the jail. "Hey, is Chris here?" he said. Chris, there's a fan of yours here," Zeke said. Chris rushed to the door and saw it was enough. "So am I bringing Christmas cheer?" Chris said. "No, you see, I was an officer that let you go. I like you, Chris, but you're on the night list. You only have till midnight, or else you have to stay in jail forever," the elf said. "What's the naughty list?" Zeke questioned. "Stay out of this," Chris said. "That's the point. You disrespect anyone that's not you," the elf said. "Not true. Chef is in the best position he could be in," Chris shouted. "No, I'm not," Chef shouted from the kitchen. "Well, what Duncan? He's got to be on the naughty list," Chris yelled. "Yeah, but he does good things also, so he's in the middle," the elf said. "Heather, Scott, or Alejandro?" Chris shouted. "They're helpless," the elf said. "What about Courtney?" Chris said. "Well, after she won the case against McDaniel, Santa granted her a nice list for life," the elf said. Chris put his head in defeat. "What do I need to do?" Chris said. "All he has to do is show the cast good Christmas," the elf concluded. "Or Hanukkah." The elf and Chris stared at Zeke. "What?" The elf then disappeared into the mist. "But I got everyone presents," Chris sighed. Zeke turned to him. "I might be Jewish, but I know that's not the true meaning of Christmas," he said. "Then what is?" Chris shouted into the sky. "It's about the day Jesus was born, when Santa comes along and runs the entire day," Zeke said. Chris took out his Bible from his pocket. He began to read it. In the beginning, God created Chris started. No, start being nice to Chef. Give him a raise and a promotion, Zeke said. Kristen dropped the bell. Never. I'm the host. He's just a chef, Chris said. Zeke sighed. It's the only way to get annihilated, Zeke said. I'd ride out of coal just like the past 20 years, Chris shouted. But then he'll go back in jail. Zeke replied, walking back into the dining room. Kristen sat at the chair near the fireplace, thought, if I pay him $2 this season, I should change Chef's raise to $3 an episode, Chris said. Chris was right there, placing the presents under the tree. Still not enough, Chef said. How about $5 per line in action you do on shows, Chris said. Chef's eyes lighted up. Do you mean it? Chef said. Yes, Chris said. Alright, I think you need to be nice to everyone else, Chef said. Chris fought and took out papers from his pocket. Kristen gets up from the chair and walks to Courtney. You're here, Chris said, handing down from here. Let me guess, the fine print, she said. No, I'm done torturing you guys. Make any changes you want, Chris said. Wow, thanks. Kristen called Shauna and gives her his keys. What's this for? She said. My trailer, because I still owe you one. Remember, told Island. Oh yeah, the next episode you destroyed it, she said. It actually feels good to do something good, Chris said. Chris looks around the table and sees Mike in between Zoe and Maria. Chris goes up to Mike. Mike continues to eat as Chris steps to her. Here, this will help you if you MPD, Chris said, giving Mike a check. Hey Dakota, come here, Chris called to her. Dakota was now not mute anywhere. What is it, she said. Chris took out her contract. You actually can get a spin-off just from Beyond the Show for at least 5 episodes. Dakota screamed at it. Kristen took out check, wrote on it. Header, I think I owe you this. Her got up and grabbed a check. It had her $1 million on it from season 3. Then clock struck midnight. Then the old good Snake Nick came down the chimney. Ho, 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 he said. The chaos came running into him. Well, Chris, you have learned the spirit of Christmas is getting from your friends. Since the recent spot can pull out a slip of paper, you are now resigned from jail, since said tearing off the paper. Since it didn't pass out presents, the entire cast except Zeke because he was Jewish. Since it didn't went back up the chimney, everyone opened their presents and had a wonderful Christmas. Chris got a get out of jail free card. Chris also got a contract for season 5. Hinder got coal. Zeke got nothing but a Bible from Chris. Harold and Tyler got steroids. Chris earned a gift card to McDaniels. Duncan and Gwen got hair dye. Trent got a new rocking guitar. Justin got a new mirror and Lindsay got some makeup. Noah got the Hunger Games and Diary of Wimpy newest DVD. Owen got a workout gym to kick off some calories. Later, the total drama gang was outside. They all began singing Christmas carols except Zeke. Zeke was inside enjoying some hot cocoa, looking out the window, as Duncan kept throwing snowballs at Harold. Zeke takes a sip. And this ends the story of how Chris got the nice lesson out of jail. Maybe now he'll stop up season 5 and I actually win. Nah, Zeke said, continuing to drink. Behind Zeke, Sierra was hanging a mistletoe. Oh, Cody, she shouted. Well, that's the end of my story. I hope you liked it. The link to the story is down below, is from my account. Leave a comment, subscribe, and like. Hope you liked it. Have a Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, or whatever you have. Bye.